Welcome to Red Dirt Review. I'm Cannabis Janice here from Red Dirt Global Enterprises. And we are at Hi Guys Dispensary at 2121 South Portland, Suite A, where they have medical and recreational marijuana. And you do not need to have a card for the recreational. They have Delta 8, Delta 9 products that you can find there. So our guest today, I'm very excited. We've already spoken a little bit, and I'm super thrilled to introduce to you a gentleman I met a couple of years ago on Facebook, and I watched him in his journey and how he's grown and overcome and is really going to do it big. I'm really excited to present to you Christopher Oakes. He's an entrepreneur, a speaker, and author of the book, Conversations Through the Vent of Glorious Tales of Redemption. It's available on Amazon. Welcome, Christopher, to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Welcome. So tell us a little bit. I don't want to give away everything just right off the bat of what you're doing, because I'm super excited to let you talk about it. But you have a story, and it started in what year?
Around 2015.
2015.
Yes, ma'am. I was placed on probation for marijuana possession, and while traveling back from Colorado, going there to get recreational marijuana and stuff like that. I had edibles on me and some money and stuff, and got pulled over in Kansas, and they violated my probation for the possession of marijuana in their state, and I was given a 7-year sentence. So Oklahoma violated my probation for my probation being violated in Kansas. And they also revoked my 10-year sentence for the marijuana and gave me the 10 years to run concurrently with Kansas. So after around 3 years, I took my case to the Supreme Court in Kansas and had my case overturned. And instead of being released home, I had to finish out the Oklahoma time. So I did around 3 years there, and I did around 2.5 in Oklahoma and discharged, but I'm still on probation. So about 5.5 years later, I'm here. And while I was incarcerated, I was going through very dark times, and I was losing hope. You know, dispensaries and stuff were in existence, and you'll hear promotions and things like that on the radio. And, you know, I'm currently in segregation in prison, just living a miserable existence. I just couldn't understand why. So I was losing hope, and you know, I came close to just giving up on life. You know, so I cried out to God, like, you know, God, if you're real, then reveal yourself to me, because I just can't live life like this.
Amen.
And, you know, amen, for sure. He definitely showed up in a major way. You know, and like the very next day, I hear this conversation going on through the vent, where the guy is saying that he just got a book in, and it was called Millionaire Prisoner. And I was like, wow, Millionaire Prisoner. You know, it instantly caught my attention. So, you know, I asked him if I can read it, and he said he doesn't really like to trade out his books, but if I have something of value to trade, then he'll make the trade. And I had Mind is the Master, so we bargained through the CEO's exchange books, and I read it, and it blew my mind. You know, there's this guy who's serving a life sentence, and legally behind bars, he was able to accumulate $1 million through running legitimate businesses and stuff. And this was just mind blowing, because I had no idea that something like this could be possible. And so it instantly gave me a purpose. You know, the guy I'll never forget a sentence that was in the book. It said, if you just wrote 1 page a day in a year, you'll have 365 pages written. And I was like, oh, wow, duh, yeah. So that was the light bulb moment that, you know, from then on, I just every day I got up and wrote. And it was like, if I did 2 pages a day, I could do it 6 months, and so on, so on. So I got up and wrote 10 pages a day, and I was able to write my book, Conversations Through the Vent, in 30 days. And I mailed the book chapter by chapter to my family, and they went and had it published. And this is while
That
I was
is
still
incredible.
incarcerated. I appreciate it. It was a miracle. It was something that I had no idea was possible. And so, this definitely increased my faith, and it did something. It gave my life purpose because
Yes, I was
I
just getting ready to say you found your purpose, Christopher.
yes,
You found your
yes,
purpose.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And it's like, wow, God's so amazing to give me a chance and to reveal these things to me. So by chance, when I got released from prison, my release video went viral across the internet, and it just shined a super huge spotlight to my story. And I think it had like over 8 million views, across Instagram and Facebook. And at the time, I didn't even know what viral was. So, all of these people started reaching out to me, just saying how they were inspired and asking questions about, how did I go about doing what I did. And it just planted the seed, like, I'm here to share my testimony, and I'm here to teach other people how they can write their stories and other ways that they can overcome these obstacles by remaining positive and living with
Yes.
purpose. Yes, ma'am.
That is awesome. So we talked about a lot about our common interests in ministering to the youth. And you
Yes.
have shared with me some music that is really incredible, positive, encouraging music. And that is what our youth needs to hear. It's just so good. So I hope that you can tell us where we can find that.
Yes, ma'am. I'm actually working on a mixtape that I'm going to release here soon. So I sent you a couple of songs that are going to be on there, and we'll play some of it for the podcast and for the dispensary. Shout out to Hi Guys, and
Excellent.
I would like for people to hear me out, because I definitely feel like culture and influence plays a huge part into one's thoughts, which later translates to actions. So if the
Absolutely.
messaging is better, yes, ma'am. And so, if the messaging is better, then, the actions will surely be better. So I just want to contribute and to help change the narrative and change cultural perspectives.
Yes, and you shared with me a little bit of a personal thing, and how it's inspired you to reach out a little harder.
Yes, ma'am.
And would you like to talk about your cousin and how he influenced you to pursue this?
Yes. Yes, for sure. For sure.
Because people need to
Because
be aware of what they can do to reach out, you know.
yes, absolutely. Um, and he definitely will live on through this mission. While I was incarcerated, one of my cousins was in there with me, and the whole time he encouraged me to write and to do what I was doing, and he kind of had my back in there, made sure that I didn't have to really get involved in the prison politics and things like that.
Yeah.
And he was a very positive light for me. And when I got out, we both got out together. I've been out for about 2 years, and he's been home for about a year and a half.
Mhm.
And, you know, we're just trying to figure out how to transition back into society and things like that. And he was struggling. He was having a hard time with finding work. He was having a hard time with adjusting to society. And he reached out to me one day, you know, with a sense of urgency, wanting to talk. And I was busy at the time and I couldn't answer him. So I was like, you know, what's going on? He's like, I can't talk about it through text, but just call me. And I was like, all right, give me a little bit, I'll hit you up. So I called him later on and I never heard from him again. Um, he committed suicide and this happened like a month and a half ago. And it
We are
just,
so sorry. We extend our condolences to you and your family. I know how difficult that is. We experienced that in my family as well. And it is a life-changing. And you shared with me how that has inspired you to create and reach out more. So what are some of the things that you're doing? You talked to me about a business. Can you talk about that a little bit and tell our viewers about
yes,
that?
yes, because he looked up to me because of the things that I was able to accomplish, the jobs that I was able to have, and the chances that people have given me. And he thought solely it was because you know I wrote my books and things like that. And I'm my whole thing is anybody can accomplish what I did. And so I felt like he slipped between the cracks, and that was on me. I do feel responsible. I wish I would have been able to talk to him on that day. And so I do have a company that's called Beyond the Bars Strategies. And it's definitely his spirit lives within this company because it's surrounded by creating a community for people who have felonies and have been through the system and are struggling, you know, with figuring out how to um, exist in society and thrive. And so we give resources, we give positive stories and talks. We talk about what's going on, what opportunities. Myself, an executive at OCHA, executive assistant, so she's very knowledgeable and she also has a passion to, you know, help navigate with housing and things like that. And so we're creating this podcast and this kind of community in which people can tune in and be educated and learn different tricks of how they can maneuver around, you know, whether it's in business. So we're teaching a lot about financial literacy. That's why I'll be dropping my music. You know, it's positive music that can motivate
Yes.
you and, you know, to keep going. And it still has that same authentic rap feel that people are used to. It's just we're just
Mhm.
changing up the messaging. So, you know,
Exactly.
absolutely. So, you know, I just, you know, speaking to the demographic that is receptive to it. And, you know, I'm just hoping that I can inspire change and also help in any way. And it's also a community where mentors can also come on and offer different tips and advice and different opportunities and resources that are available. It's just a space where people can be helped. And it doesn't all have to come through me. It's just, you know, just a community of people who are all helping each other learn and grow.
Well, this has just been so inspiring to me. And you're going to be able to help because there's been a real struggle. We talked about the struggle. The struggle is real
Absolutely.
for finding employment after a conviction. It is just, it's so hard. And you shared with me that was part of your cousin's, internal struggles, which
Yes.
eventually led to his, taking his own life. And
Yes.
we don't want that to happen anymore. So Christopher, tell our audience how they can find you and reach out to you and get you scheduled for speaking engagements. We need to get you plugged in to bring your music to the masses of the youth that are at risk. And we need to get these people that are struggling connected with you so that you and your group can help them and identify those problems and prevent these things from happening any further. How can they do that?
Absolutely. I appreciate you so much. You can find me on Facebook, Christopher Oakes, Mindset, or you can find me on Instagram. It's Oakes.Christopher, or my website is ChristopherJOakes.com. And so,
ChristopherJOakes.com, and Oakes is OAKS, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so ChristopherJOakes.com. You can find him there. And please reach out and get him scheduled. You people that are in authority positions that can make decisions about positive influences to bring in front of your youth, in front of people that need help, contact him and have him come and share his story and share his music and help your people. So thank you, Christopher, so much for being with us today and sharing your story. It's really encouraging, and I'm hoping that it will bring light to the struggles of, trying to get reacclimated to the world, because incarceration is a whole different animal there, and so you have to get mentally prepared to do that. And you've described that has been very difficult. And so we want to share that. Please don't struggle. Please reach out to somebody and or call the suicide hotline. I'm not sure. Do you know what that number is, Christopher?
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. The National Mental Health Suicide Hotline number is 988. 988.
988.
Yes, ma'am. It's 24/7, and they give resources for people depending on what your situation is. They'll point you in the right direction. So it's a very helpful resource to take advantage of. 988.
Excellent. Yeah, because right now it's about educating and preventing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And I'm so glad that God is in your story.
Yes, he is the center of it all. And without him, I wouldn't be here. This wouldn't be possible for sure. But it's definitely everything external in this world. It starts eternally. So I definitely want to push that.
So your music has got a lot of Christian principles and God in it, correct?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. And
so we're trying to reach the hearts of the young people.
Yes.
So thank you, Christopher. It's been a pleasure for you to be on the show today. And please reach out to him at ChristopherJOakes.com and find him on Facebook and Instagram. And show your books, please. Can you hold up your book?
Yes, for sure.
Go on Amazon. I'm going to go on Amazon and I'm going to buy your book, Conversations Through the Vent of Glorious Tales of Redemption. I cannot wait to read it.
And this is my second release, A Letter to My Baby Mama.
That's the second release.
Yes, ma'am. So
you have two? Look at you go.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm still working on my one. You done got me beat. Well, that's wonderful. So you guys go on there, order that, and contact him and reach out to him and let him help you guys. So thank you, Christopher.
Thank you.
I am Cannabis Janice, and this is Red Dirt Review. We're advancing sustainability every day. and loving people back to life. I just want to add that.